I saw a number recently that really bothered me. Nearly 3 in 10 Indian women over the age of 40 have heavy periods in their 40s. But here's the problem. Most of these women never get any real help. So you're dealing with flooding, with big clots. Your periods completely mess up your life, and everyone tells you that it's normal, that this is what happens when you get older. You're supposed to just accept it. So today I want to talk about perimenopause warning signs that no one talks about and how to handle them gracefully. Because if you don't understand what's going on, you might end up treating your heavy flow like it's just a rite of passage, instead of recognizing it as the red flag it actually is. I know what it's like when your periods suddenly feel completely out of control, so let's figure out what's really going on. In this video, I'm going to answer 3 questions that women ask me regularly. First, why are my periods suddenly heavier or longer or just all over the place? Second, is this just stress or getting older, or is it something you need to pay attention to? And third, why didn't anybody tell me about perimenopause and what I can do about it now? So if we haven't met before, hi, my name is Preet. I'm a certified menopause life coach, and I went through my own menopause, and now I help Indian women who are high achievers get through this time without losing themselves. I know how confusing this can be, especially when everybody around you is saying so many different things and you don't know what to believe. But before I start, I'm curious. Are you dealing with heavier periods right now? Tell me in the comments what's been different for you. I would love to know. And your story might actually help another woman watching this. Here's something that might surprise you. Perimenopause happens to almost every Indian woman after 40, but most women I talk to have never heard of the word. No one explained it to them, and because people don't talk about it, you end up suffering when you don't have to. Let me give you a picture of what this looks like. Then your body decides to surprise you. Day 3 of bleeding is so heavy that your whole week falls apart. You're canceling meetings and you're working from home when you didn't plan to. You're constantly worried about bleeding through your clothes. It's like your hormones just took over your perfectly planned life. Everything you thought you knew about your cycle doesn't work anymore. So what's actually happening here? Well, perimenopause is the time before menopause when your hormones start changing. And here's what confuses most women. You can still get regular periods and be in perimenopause. Your periods might come every 28 days, like always, but now it's heavier, or it lasts longer, or you're getting clots you never had before. You see, most Indian women never hear this word until it's too late, until you're already struggling and you don't know what to call it. People talk about menopause, but you skip the whole transition phase that can last for years, and that is perimenopause. Now, why do periods go crazy after 40? Well, your estrogen and progesterone are bouncing around. They are not going down in a straight line. They are all over the place. And 1 month your estrogen is high, the next month it drops. Your progesterone might be low for months in a row. So this shows up as heavier bleeding, clots, shorter cycles, or periods that make no sense. 1 month you skip your period completely. The next month you bleed for 10 days, and your body is trying to figure out this new normal, and it's quite frankly messy. So I want to say this is normal without pretending. It's not a big deal, because it is a big deal. This is about normalizing what's happening without downplaying how much it affects your life. Think about how this messes up your life. You're planning travel and you're trying to figure out if you'll be bleeding. You're in important meetings trying to focus while dealing with bleeding that's unpredictable. So you can't work as well because you're tired from losing so much blood and your iron is probably low. You end up exhausted for no reason that you can explain, and your brain feels foggy, like you're losing your sharpness, and then you feel guilty for canceling things, for not being as reliable as you used to be. There's this myth that you should just adjust, that you should work around it and not make it anyone else's problem. But when your periods are this disruptive, adjusting isn't always possible or fair. This myth keeps you from getting the help that you actually need and deserve. Here's what I see with a lot of Indian women. You give this the wrong name. You think it is stress from work, or maybe it's just getting older. You dismiss it with, ye to sabko hota hai. This happens to everyone. But just because something is common doesn't mean it's the best. And when you don't have words for what's happening, you can't fix it properly. You can't get the right help. Now, let's talk about what's serious and what you can manage. So you should see a doctor if your periods are always heavy, if you're bleeding between your periods as well, and if you're passing clots bigger than a coin, and you want to rule out fibroids, thyroid problems, PCOS. These can all cause heavy bleeding and they can be treated. Ask them to check if your iron levels are okay. Don't feel bad about asking for tests. Your symptoms are real and you do matter. But here's something people don't talk about enough: how this affects your confidence. So heavy, unpredictable periods can change how you feel about intimacy, your mental clarity, your sense of control over your body. You see, in our Indian culture, there's this idea that women should just suffer quietly, that you should just deal with it and not complain. But there's a difference between a culture of silent suffering and making informed choices about your health. You have permission to pivot, to completely change your approach, to prioritize self-care in a way you may never have before, to say no when your body needs rest, to ask for help when you actually need it. Here's what I want you to remember. Heavy periods aren't just annoying. They are your body asking for attention, not asking you to just put up with it. Your body is trying to tell you something, and it deserves to be heard. So if this video helped you understand what's happening, I have something that can help you take the next step. I made a menopause symptoms relief cheat sheet just for women like you. It explains the most common symptoms, what they mean, and what you can do about them. You can download it from the description below. If this helped you, subscribe so you don't miss more videos like this. I post new content every week to help women get through this phase with clarity and confidence. And if you are dealing with symptoms like hot flashes, especially in the Indian heat, I have a video that shows you exactly how to handle that. Do watch it next. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.